God says, "Listen closely, my beloved soul." This promise is not spoken to rush you or to demand anything from you. It is spoken to steady you. There are moments when reassurance finds us not because we asked loudly, but because our heart quietly needed to rest. This is one of those moments. You are allowed to pause here, to let your breath soften, to let the weight you've been carrying ease just a little. You have been holding yourself together through days that required patience and nights that asked for faith without clear answers. Even when you kept going, there were parts of you that wondered if everything would truly be okay. That wondering did not mean you lacked strength. It meant you cared deeply about your life, your direction, and the people you love. Caring deeply often feels heavy, but it also means your heart is alive and attentive. Stay with this moment and notice how calm begins to settle when pressure lifts. Pressure comes from trying to control what has not yet revealed itself. Calm comes from trusting that what belongs to you will meet you at the right pace. You do not need to force clarity. Clarity grows when the heart feels safe enough to receive it. There may have been times when reassurance felt distant, when encouragement felt temporary. This message is not meant to be temporary. It is meant to remind you of a steadiness that has always been available to you, even when you forgot it was there. Steadiness does not erase challenges, it changes how you walk through them. You are not being asked to pretend everything is perfect. You are being reminded that imperfection does not cancel promise. Progress often happens quietly, without dramatic signs. It shows up as endurance, as learning, as choosing to continue even when motivation fades. Those choices matter more than you realize. As you remain here, let the idea of promise feel gentle rather than overwhelming. A promise does not demand immediate results. It offers assurance that your efforts are not wasted, that your patience has purpose, and that your journey is supported even when the next step is not fully visible. You are allowed to trust this moment without understanding everything. Trust does not require certainty. It requires openness. Openness allows reassurance to take root. Reassurance reminds you that you are not alone, not forgotten, and not off course. Remain here. This message is still unfolding. What follows will deepen this assurance, bringing calm confidence and steady hope, helping you carry this promise forward with peace rather than pressure. As this promise continues to unfold, allow it to settle deeper than just words in your mind. Let it reach the quiet places inside you where questions have lived without answers. You do not need to explain those questions or justify them. They exist because you have been trying to understand your path while carrying responsibility, hope, and expectation all at once. That is not weakness. That is humanity learning how to trust again. There were moments when you felt strong on the outside but uncertain within, moments when you kept moving forward while silently asking if you were choosing correctly. Those moments did not distance you from assurance, they prepared you to recognize it. Assurance does not arrive when everything is clear. It arrives when you are ready to rest without needing control. You may notice now that your heart feels a little lighter. This lightness is not because problems disappeared. It is because pressure has softened. When pressure softens, perspective widens. Perspective reminds you that your life is not defined by a single season, a single delay, or a single unanswered prayer. Your story is layered, and each layer carries purpose even when it is still unfolding. Stay present with this understanding. You are not being rushed toward outcomes. You are being invited to trust process. Process shapes character. Character strengthens endurance. Endurance allows promise to mature instead of fading. Nothing about your waiting has been empty. It has been active in ways you could not always see. You may reflect on how often you have carried others while setting your own needs aside. You did that out of care, not obligation. But even care needs rest. This message is part of that rest. It reminds you that you do not have to hold everything alone. Support can be quiet and still be real. Guidance can be gentle and still be effective. As reassurance deepens, you may feel more grounded in the present rather than pulled into future worries. Grounding is powerful. When you are grounded, you respond instead of react. You choose instead of rush. You listen instead of assume. These shifts protect your peace and keep you aligned with what truly matters. There is also permission here to release self-criticism. You have done the best you could with what you knew at each moment. Growth does not require regret. It requires understanding. Understanding allows compassion toward yourself. Compassion strengthens confidence. Confidence allows you to move forward without carrying unnecessary weight. You are not being asked to have unwavering certainty. You are being reminded that steady trust is enough. Steady trust shows up as consistency, patience, and openness. These qualities have been forming within you quietly. They are the foundation that allows promise to hold without breaking under pressure. Remain here with this calm assurance. Let it remind you that you are supported, seen, and guided even when the path ahead is not fully visible. This promise is not ending. It is deepening. What follows will continue to build on this reassurance, bringing clearer confidence, emotional balance, and a sense of peace that stays with you beyond this moment. As this promise continues, something steady begins to take root inside you. It is not excitement, and it is not urgency. It is trust. Trust that grows quietly, without needing proof in every moment. You begin to realize that reassurance does not always arrive to change circumstances instantly. Sometimes it arrives to change how you carry them. And when how you carry something changes, everything else begins to shift naturally. You may notice now that your thoughts feel less crowded. Where there was once constant questioning, there is space. Space to breathe, space to reflect, space to simply be present without needing to solve everything. This space is not emptiness. It is clarity forming gently. Clarity allows you to see that you have already been guided more than you realized. There were times when you doubted whether your efforts were enough or whether your patience would truly be rewarded. They walked alongside you while you continued anyway. That continuation is strength. Strength is not loud confidence. It is quiet consistency. It is choosing to keep showing up even when reassurance feels distant. As you remain here, you may sense a deeper acceptance within yourself. Acceptance does not mean giving up on growth. It means understanding that growth does not require self-criticism. You are allowed to acknowledge how far you have come without minimizing what you are still learning. This balance creates peace. Peace supports progress more effectively than pressure ever could. There is also a shift in how you relate to uncertainty. Uncertainty no longer feels like failure. It feels like a moment of pause before clarity. Pauses are not empty. They are where understanding rearranges itself. In pauses, priorities become clearer, and distractions lose their grip. You are learning to respect these pauses instead of fearing them. You may recognize that you are becoming more selective with your energy. This selectiveness is wisdom. It protects your emotional space and honors what truly matters to you. You no longer need to explain your pace to everyone. You are learning to trust it. Trusting your pace keeps you aligned with what feels right rather than what feels rushed. As reassurance deepens, a calm confidence begins to form. This confidence does not depend on outcomes. It depends on knowing that you can navigate whatever comes next with clarity and balance. Balance allows you to respond thoughtfully rather than react emotionally. Thoughtful responses strengthen relationships, decisions, and self-respect. Remain present with this steady assurance. You are not behind. You are not disconnected. You are moving in alignment, even if the path unfolds quietly. Quiet unfolding is often the most sustainable. Kind. It builds strength without burning you out. This promise is still active within you. It is shaping how you see yourself and how you approach the future. What comes next will bring completion, calm closure, and a gentle sense of confidence that you can carry forward without effort. As this promise gently reaches its completion, allow yourself to rest in the calm that has been growing within you. Nothing here is ending, something is settling. Settling does not mean becoming still in fear. It means becoming steady in trust. The steadiness you feel now is not borrowed from this moment alone. It is something you are remembering, something that has always been available to you beneath the noise of expectations and pressure. You may notice that your heart feels quieter, not empty, but at ease. Ease does not come from having every answer. It comes from knowing that you can move forward without forcing certainty. You are learning to walk with patience rather than urgency, with clarity rather than doubt. This way of moving protects your peace and keeps your direction aligned. There is reassurance here that your journey has not been wasted or delayed without purpose. Every step, every pause, every moment of questioning has shaped your understanding. Understanding allows you to respond with wisdom. Wisdom does not rush. It listens. It observes. It chooses with intention. You are becoming more comfortable choosing with intention now. Carry this understanding into your days ahead. Let it guide how you speak to yourself when things feel uncertain and how you respond when challenges arise. You do not need to be perfect to be supported. You do not need to be fearless to move forward. You need only to remain honest, patient, and open. These qualities are already present within you. You may feel gratitude surfacing gently. Gratitude for strength you discovered without realizing it. Gratitude for patience that carried you through uncertainty. Gratitude for the reminder that reassurance does not disappear when words end. Gratitude anchors you in the present and allows hope to remain steady rather than fragile. As you step away from this moment, remember that this promise is not something you have to hold tightly. It holds you. It supports you quietly as you continue your path. When doubts appear, return to this calm. When decisions feel heavy, return to this trust. You are capable of navigating what comes next with balance and clarity. If this message resonated with your soul, take a gentle moment to like this video so this reassuring energy can reach more hearts. If you feel guided, share it with someone who may need comfort today. For daily spiritual messages that bring peace, clarity, and emotional grounding, subscribe and stay connected. And if you believe and receive this promise, softly comment Amen as a sign of faith and gratitude. Carry this steadiness with you. Trust the process unfolding. You are supported, you are guided, and you are never walking alone. This promise remains with you, quietly and faithfully, as you move forward. If this message resonated with your soul, don't forget to like and share so this divine energy reaches more hearts. Subscribe now for daily spiritual messages and comment, Amen, to affirm your faith and blessings.